So I think it's fair to say that we are living through history right now. And the question is always the same. How does this end? If your soul needs a little restoring, you need to put a little fuel in your tank. Let's take a look at what history says is going to be waiting for this fascist regime down the road. Did you guys know that they continued to hunt down Schnazis for 80 years and trying one as recently as 2024? For example, Irmgard Ferkner here. In 2021, they charged her with 10,500 counts of accessory to unaliving. Oh, and ICE, if you're listening, you should pay attention to this next part. You know what she did? She was a secretary at one of the camps. Not a guard, not a soldier, a secretary. She was convicted in 2022. She died last year in January of 2025 at the age of 99. A convicted Schnazi accessory to unaliving. And why does any of that matter now? Because authoritarian regimes always make the same mistake. They think that they'll be in charge forever. And of course, look at the way that ICE is behaving. They think that accountability will never come. But history says otherwise. So let's get into the fun stuff. Pour some coffee. Stay warm. After World War II, of course, the Schnazis believed that time would save them, that people would be quiet and that they would just sort of look the other way. But of course, that's not what happened. So let's start with the stuff we all know. In 1945, they put 22 of the highest ranking Schnazi officials on trial at Nuremberg. Of course, publicly for crimes against humanity. 12 of them were executed. Can't wait for that. And others received life sentences. But guys, that was just the beginning. Because between 1946 and 1949, US-run tribunals, I guess back when we still cared about things like human decency, prosecuted camp officials, doctors, and of course industrial collaborators, and nearly 200 death sentences were handed down across those proceedings. But of course, thousands escaped. They fled through underground rat lines to places like Argentina, and of course, the United States. And I'm sure for a good hot minute they thought they were safe, but they weren't. In 1960, Israeli intelligence captured Adolf Eichmann, the architect of mass deportations. His 1961 trial exposed a truth that authoritarian systems depend on people forgetting. You do not have to pull a single trigger to be guilty. He was executed in 1962. If you've made it to this point in the video, leave the words, "I learned something today" in the comment section, like, repost for anybody else who needs this hopium, and follow for updates, and please go follow me on YouTube. And after that, accountability didn't slow down, it actually accelerated. And in 1979, Germany abolished the statute of limitations of unaliving and G-side. So time stopped protecting the perpetrators. And in 2011, courts ruled that simply serving as a camp guard, even without the proof of a specific unaliving, constituted aiding unaliving. I mean, if you know an ICE agent, you really should send this to them, because I really think they need to understand this. And Schnazis were caught and convicted into their 80s, 90s, and of course this most recent one, who was almost 100. And Germany still maintains 1.78 million suspect files today. Their position has never changed. Justice delayed is still justice pursued. And of course, this pattern, what we watched happen there, it didn't end with Germany. Authoritarian leaders always believe that they will escape the ending. And here's the part that's just really gonna put a little hitch in your giddy up, but they never do. Adolf Hitler died by suicide in a bunker as his regime collapsed around him. Benito Mussolini in Italy was captured, executed, and hung upside down in a public square. Nicolae Ceausescu, Romania, was tried and executed after his own security forces turned on him. And finally, Slobodan Milosevic, former Yugoslavia, died in detention at The Hague while on trial for war crimes. Different countries, different eras, same ending. Authoritarianism always suffers from the same short-sightedness. It assumes that power freezes time. It doesn't. Laws evolve, evidence accumulates. Keep filming out there, guys. Accountability has a longer memory than any regime ever will. Guys, that's not fake optimism. That's history. And that's why this moment, however hard it is, it's not the end of the story. It's like the founders didn't write the Constitution for themselves. They wrote it for the future. We have to stay in the fight, because we may not be the generation that sees the fruits of our own labor, but our children and our children's children will be. And they deserve what America can be, not what it currently is.